Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Those who know, do. Those that understand, teach. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. We are all what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work. The energy of the mind is the essence of life. All men by nature desire knowledge. To avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, be nothing. Wishing to be friends is quick work, but friendship is a slow ripening fruit. Poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. He who has never learned to obey cannot be a good commander. The roots of education are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. In all things of nature, there is something of the marvelous. The greatest virtues are those which are most useful to other persons. A friend to all is a friend to none. The aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things, but their inward significance. Quality is not an act, it is a habit. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. Excellence is an art won by training and habituation. The educated differ from the uneducated as much as the living differ from the dead. Courage is the first of human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees the others. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. The more you know you don't know. The secret to humor is surprise. To be conscious that we are perceiving or thinking is to be conscious of our own existence. The soul never thinks without a picture. The ultimate value of life depends upon awareness and the power of contemplation rather than upon mere survival. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. The worst form of inequality is to try to make unequal things equal. He who can be a good son will be a good father. Those who educate children well are more to be honored than who produce them, for these only gave them life, those the art of living well. Youth is easily deceived because it is quick to hope. The aim of the wise is not to secure pleasure, but to avoid pain. The end of labor is to gain leisure. Without friends, no one would choose to live, though he had all other goods. Dignity does not consist in possessing honors, but in deserving them. To run away from trouble is a form of cowardice, and while it is true that the suicide braves death, he does not for some noble object, but to escape some ill. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. The high-minded man must care more for the truth than for what people think. It is not always the same thing to be a good man and a good citizen. Change in all things is sweet. No great mind has ever existed without a touch of madness. The only stable state is the one in which all men are equal before the law. The purpose of life is to live a life of purpose. To write well, express yourself like common people, but think like a wise man. Fear is pain arising from the anticipation of evil. Memory is the scribe of the soul. Men create gods after their own image, not only with regard to their form, but with regard to their mode of life. Character may almost be called the most effective means of persuasion. The beauty of the soul shines out when a man bears with composure one heavy mischance after another, not because he does not feel them, but because he is a man of high and heroic temper. The law is reason, free from passion. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. The virtue of justice consists in moderation, as regulated by wisdom. The secret of success is to know something nobody else knows. It is better to rise from life as from a banquet, neither thirsty nor drunken. Happiness is an expression of the soul in considered actions. Misfortune shows those who are not really friends. One swallow does not make a summer, neither does one fine day. Similarly, one day or brief time of happiness does not make a person entirely happy. The antidote for 50 enemies is one friend. The least initial deviation from the truth is multiplied later 1,000-fold. We cannot learn without pain. The wise man does not expose himself needlessly to danger, since there are few things for which he cares sufficiently, but he is willing, in great crisis, to give even his life, knowing that under certain conditions it is not worthwhile to live. The most perfect political community is one in which the middle class is in control and outnumbers both of the other classes. Jealousy is both reasonable and belongs to reasonable men, while envy is based and belongs to the base. For the one makes himself get good things by jealousy, while the other does not allow his neighbor to have them through envy. Whosoever is delighted in solitude is either a wild beast or a god. Both oligarch and tyrant mistrust the people and therefore deprive them of their arms. Piety requires us to honor truth above our friends. In 9 cases out of 10, a man's success in life will be the measure of his ability to eliminate the unfavorable probabilities. The ideal man bears the accidents of life with dignity and grace, making the best of circumstances. Man, when perfected, is the best of animals, but when separated from law and justice, he is the worst of all. In poverty and other misfortunes of life, true friends are a sure refuge. Men are swayed more by fear than by reverence. It is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. No notice is taken of a little evil, but when it increases, it strikes the eye. The best friend is the man who, in wishing me well, wishes for my sake. Personal beauty is a greater recommendation than any letter of reference. A multitude of words is no proof of a prudent mind.